gift through His word. It's God's gift through His word. It's God's gift through His word. It's God's gift through His word. Hey, you guys. Excuse me. How are you guys doing? I think I put something out earlier today, and I hope you guys have been doing well. I hope you guys are having a great day. I hope everything went well. Well, today for me, what I'm doing is, of course, I'm recording this now. Whether people see it right now or not really my concern, but I did want to get something off my chest. So it is going to be what it's going to be. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to be sharing some crafts because I'm up late and it's 1:30 in the morning. And I thought, well, hey, I'm up, I'm doing some crafting items, so I might as well talk and continue to work. So that's what I'm going to do. So one of the things I want to talk about was gaslighting. And before I jump into that, for all of you that will come back and watch this, first of all, I thank you for taking some time to watch and to comment and to share and to like. If you do any of those things or all of those things, thank you for your time. So, what I wanted to share first is audiobook or the gift of finding God's love, guilt and shame turned into my shine is coming. So it's coming soon. So I will give you guys more details as it's closer, but I want to keep letting you guys know just in case you're like, so where is it? Where is it? So not here yet, but it's coming. It is coming. So glad I get a chance to actually put it out there in audio, not just in digital and of course paperback form, but also now audio so people can hear it. So super excited about that. But I wanted to talk about that. And then I also want to talk about gaslighting. That's a very real thing. And you're not crazy, especially when somebody tries to make you think that you are. So before I jump into talking about that, I wanted to share with you guys a craft real quick. And I'm going to show it to you, and then I'm going to turn off my light so you can see it. So this right here, I'll put it up so you can see. Well, maybe there you go. You can see kind of it's a mirror. I'm going to try not to put it too much in there, but it's a mirror, and on there, it's got some gems that I placed on it. So if I could, let me see. There they go. So it's not reflecting back like that. So there are gems on it, and they're kind of similar, they're just the same. So I have that. And so what will sit on here is a small glass jar for a candle. But for me, I'm going to use it for a tea light. So this is the jar. This is the glass jar. More like a little mini vase. Okay. And I decorated the vase. So I'll show you guys up close. And inside are some acrylic rocks. Okay. And so right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you that it lights up because I put a tea light in there. So give me a second to get that together. And then I'll turn off the light. So what's essentially supposed to happen is it's going to sit on the glass right here, like so. Just like that. Yep. So let me get that going real quick. Just give me a second. And then I'll turn off the light and then I'll let you guys see it. Because I was like, oh, this is cool. So hang on a second. I will show you guys. And then we'll have our conversation. So here we go. I'm going to turn off the light and I'm going to raise it up so you guys can see, okay? So here we go. There it is changing color. Very cool. I like it. I like that. It looks so pretty. It's really just gorgeous. I like how it changes the colors. So that's what I'm gonna be working on, some more of these that change color. And of course, that is what I wanted to share with you guys. So yeah, I really think that's beautiful. Very nice. So yeah. So I wanted to share that with you guys because that's those are the things I'm working on because I'm gonna be going to this event and I'm gonna be doing my hand and trying my hand at some things. Oops, excuse me for putting my finger in your faces. Hopefully you are like, hey, what's going on? All right. So I'm gonna be trying my hand at selling some of the things that I craft. Of course, more so talking about my book and having that be on display as well. So right now, I'm going to just wipe down the glass. And this one right here, because I have a few of them that are made, so I'll put my hand over it so it doesn't reflect back. But this one, it's got like brown, kind of like brown. There you go. That's what it's got going on. So it's got the little small, this little small, like circular brown circles, and then some hearts, and then of course some acrylic, spherical kind of shapes. And then this is my last one that I'm still waiting for it to dry. But this is a silver one because the other two are gold. And I have another silver one I'm going to work on right now. And there's that one up close. So yeah, I'm working on those. So anyway, I was really thinking about some things, and I did talk about, stand on your boundaries. And sometimes people want to push the limits. And we were speaking about, well, I was talking about gaslighting, and people tend to do that. And if you don't catch it, you're like, huh? I know I'm not crazy, and you're not. It's the person who deems that you are because they say things, do things that make you think, hmm, did I did I miss something or what's going what's going on? And it's not you. It's totally them. And I run into a situation like that today and I was like, okay, a person ordered something and then they said they did it, but you clearly watched them do it and just try to just throw things back. And it's just like it's not necessary. And plus I've dealt with that and just understanding that that's what sometimes people do for whatever reason. I don't even know. Some people do it for control. Some people do it for some kind of entitlement. I don't know, but I don't like it particularly for me. I dislike it. And I dislike when people do it to other people as well. Because, like, why are you doing that? Why are you trying to make someone appear or perceive themselves as to be crazy? Like, why would you do that? But I guess that's for another time to discuss that. But yeah, gaslighting, you're not crazy. You're not crazy. And narcissistic people are always about themselves. And if they can use some kind of way to make you feel inferior, they will. And they don't care about anybody's feelings. And it doesn't matter in what particular setting that is, whether that's in a public setting, a private setting, it doesn't matter. They will always be about them and care about what's best for them, not care what's best for anybody else, just what's best for them because they want an end game. They want that person to feel less than and that they're the best and they should be so grateful and thankful to be in their presence and company. And I've never held to that kind of standard, period. I mean, I had an ex-husband that felt that way and thought that, and I'm like, mm-mm, I don't like that, and I've never liked that. You just don't care about anybody else. You just want to do whatever's convenient for you, and you don't care about people's feelings. You just don't care. Why would you? You don't need to. None of your business. You just want to get what you need to get, and at the end of it, That's all you care about. And that's just a selfish way to be. And I never want to be with an individual like that because I couldn't see myself want to be with someone selfish and all they care about is what they need, what they want. No, I don't want that. So just know it's not you, and in all areas that they kind of move, it's reminiscent of that same behavior and thought process. They might tell you, "Oh, I'm not like that personally, but I'm only like that in this particular instance." No, that kind of a person's personality doesn't just morph all over the place unless they're being a chameleon or unless they're truly putting on a facade. But most of the time, a person is who they are, and changing is only for a benefit to them. If they have to be what they have to be in the moment for a particular reason to get something, then they'll morph into that for a particular time, but after a while, that's not gonna stick because they can't hold up that persona. That persona is fake, it's a facade, and it's going to have to drop eventually. Because when you're not truly who you are, and you're not really that person that you say, you're gonna run into your own problems. You're gonna run into, well, this isn't me. I can't really hold up to that. And it's true. So I wanted to share that because I think it's so funny when it comes to dating or trying to get to know someone. And sometimes people assume so much. They assume that they know a person and say things, and they have the audacity to think it's okay. And it's not. I don't care. And a gentleman with me used a word and 2 words with me. And, being a podcaster, being a person that likes to get things off of her chest, I kinda don't hold back when something like that happens. And so the gentleman used with me 2 words, copulation and coitus. If you don't know what those words are, I'm not gonna share it on here, but just remember copulation and coitus. And he used those words with me, and I know what they mean. And it was really uncomfortable. Now, I addressed it in the way I needed to, and I thought that was good enough, but apparently it wasn't because that gave the person license to think, oh, she's okay with it. And I don't know how that person might have figured that I was okay with that. When you're meeting someone first, well, you don't lead out the gate with that. You don't lead like, "Hey, let's, jump in the bed together." You don't lead with that. How are you trying to get to know the person if you're already on a one-track mind and that's all you want to do? That's the first thing that comes out, maybe later on in a conversation, but eventually it comes out that shows your agenda for real. That's what you want. And I just dislike that, and I have a very strong disdain for men that do that, for me in particular. So that's something I don't like. That's a standard I have. And when you have a particular boundary and a stance, you stand on it. You don't let anybody try to change or convince you that your boundary, your stance, what you believe in is false, it's fake, it's phony, and they can move the goalpost for you. You're not moving the goalposts for me. If I don't want what you're dishing out, then I am not going to eat it. I'm not taking your bowl and I don't want it, you know? And it's funny when people say they don't believe in the Bible, but they start quoting scriptures like they read it. My people perish for lack of knowledge. They do. Why are you quoting that and you don't believe? I mean, there's a whole bunch of people that do. But when someone says that specifically to me and says, "Oh, well, I don't believe," it's like, okay, then why are you quoting from something you don't believe in? I just find that contradictory. And then you want to know more about the belief system, about the relationship when you really don't. You really don't. You're not involved in that. And I don't know if you think it's gonna get you brownie points, that you say that, that you think you're interested. You're totally not. Whatever it is, you're trying to find the combination to the lock to unlock the goodies, to get whatever is the next thing that you're trying to get or receive. And I'm not giving you the combination to my lock. You're not getting the combination. You're not going to tell me all kinds of things and use $1,000,000, $1,000 words and think that that's going to get you to open my lock. And you have a disposition that's brash. You have a disposition that's candid, and not candid in a good way, candid with delivery is harsh. The way that you talk to people is harsh. The way that you handle people is harsh. There's no kindness in your talk. There's no niceties even. It's all harsh. It's all mean spirited the way it comes out. And the delivery is pure, unadulterated, spicy vinegar with extra salt. Nobody wants to hear when you talk to people the way you do and you disrespect them, you degrade them, you belittle them, you talk to them condescendingly. Nobody wants to deal with a person like that. But then you think for you, you got to go it on. But that's not how you handle people, anybody. It doesn't matter. You don't talk to people that way. You don't deal with people on that way. Why would you want to talk to people like that and think that that's going to get you somewhere? That's going to get people to run away from you. That's going to get people to put their hand arms length away or even further. Like, you're the type of person I don't want to be associated with. You're the type of person I'm not looking forward to get to know even the more because where I stand, you've said quite enough. Where I stand, you have taken liberties that you should not have by saying things that were far left and inappropriate. And you not realizing it was inappropriate says something that you don't care anyway. And you want to be disrespectful because you don't care. So listen to a person when a person speaks to you, especially if they take what you've said and they twist it around and even do you one better. They take something that you never said and say you said it. Like, what? Like, yeah, you said that. No, I didn't say anything of the sort. And now you have to remember everything that you're saying because that person could potentially take your words, spin them around, and give you a whole bunch of words you never said and say you said that to them. Like, huh? No, I never said that. I never said any of that. And that's crazy that you're even saying that. And I think there's some people for me, since I'm a woman, I'm gonna talk about men. And not in a bad way. I'm just gonna say that there's some men that are respectful of women and they know what it is. They know what time it is when they come across a woman they want to spend time with, they want to spend energy on. They want to be in her life, in her presence. There's men that they know what they want. They know what they have and they know how to pursue it. They know how to deliver whatever it is in a very kind form and fashion and not belittling and degrading someone. That doesn't make someone want to engage with you even more. They want to not engage with you and probably don't want you around that much, if any at all. You're very, very huh, blessed if someone wants to even tolerate half of that behavior. Some of these behaviors are at best juvenile, and at worst, it could be considered gaslighting criminal in the figurative sense. It's just a crazy thing to think that there are people that think it's okay to say whatever and think because the times we live in, people can just say whatever. I'm like, well, you shouldn't be offended if I'm telling you the truth. You shouldn't be offended if I ask you to sleep with me. You shouldn't be offended. You should be glad someone wants to sleep with you. So sleep with me because I said so. Mm, we're not doing that because you said so and you rule. You absolutely don't rule over here. And you said so not to me. And I'm not going to fall for that. I'm not a desperate person. I will never be a desperate person. I'm not checking for nobody, and I'm good. If the Lord sends someone, okay, wonderful. But really, for me, mm-mm, no. There are some people that I run into, and just recently, this gentleman just I was I was put off by just his whole demeanor. Such anger and bitterness and just visceral disdain for another racial ethnicity. I don't get it. I understand what my people as African Americans have had to deal with. I do understand. But for someone to have so much, 100%, like so much, not even anger, I'll say rage and hatred, that's bad. That's very bad. That's that, and I can't see myself wanting to be around a person like that because I said, if you have that much disdain for someone, how much disdain will you have for me when things aren't going right, when things don't pan out right? Are you gonna have that same disdain for me as well? Like I can't. I can't and I won't. So if you find yourself with someone that you say, "Oh, I have to stay with this person because I will never find a man and he's the best that I can do." I would challenge you on that to say, "You know what? How about you just stay to yourself? And when time comes, you might find somebody that is really into you and not into trying to control you, manipulate you, put you in a box that you don't need to be in, isolate you. All of that stuff doesn't need to be a thing. And you should be able to clearly state what it is that's bothering you without being made to feel inadequate because of what you said. You don't want that at all. So I'm gonna finish this glass and then I'll probably finish talking with you guys. But yeah, just the encounter I had today, I was like, no. There's a certain man that I know that I want, and he wouldn't talk like that, and he wouldn't be that way. He wouldn't be so mean and so bitter and so nasty and not care if he hurts people's feelings. All he cares about is what's best for him, what benefits him, cares about everybody else. This is what I want, this is what I need. Just a selfish way of looking at things, a selfish way to look at things. And I think that is a poor way to look at things. Period. All you care about is you, and that's it. That's not good. And it will never be. So, like I mentioned before, gaslighting is not you, it's the other person trying to make you feel and think that you are crazy, and you're not. You're not crazy at all. Just the person is doing the most. So, once again, like I said, when it comes to gaslighting or any of those other abuses that you might be facing, remember, regardless of what's going on, when people say that someone wants to be in domestic violence, that's not true. When people say, oh, they knew all the time, granted, there might be some people that didn't know, but do you think that's the story in case and point for everyone? No, I don't believe so. I don't believe that's the case. Sorry about the squeaking. I'm wiping these little tiny mirrors down. So I don't believe that's the case. And if you find yourself meeting someone like that, head for the hills. Don't even give them a second chance. No, because for people to be so disrespectful and not care and think that's the way to move in this day and age, it's so strange to me. It's like going through what we went through in 2020. Like everybody just changed and forgot what was what. I'm like, okay, is everybody not okay, or what's really going on? And it's kind of hard to say. It's very hard to say. But I will say this, whatever whatever person, whether it be male or female, whatever, never allow a person to demean and degrade you, period. Because they don't respect you, they're not going to respect you. And sometimes you're just a means to an end. And you don't want to be a means to an end. You want to be with someone who loves you, cares for you, respects you, and you can respect them back. And all this other stuff is like, what is this? Why are you behaving this way? And they probably don't have an answer if you ask them, why are you behaving like this? And I had a moment today that reminded me about my ex husband, and I was so like, no, no. The person was acting very similar to how he used to act when we were together, standing up and posturing and doing all this extra stuff that's not necessary, not needed, and also being a tad bit loud. Nobody should be able to hear our conversation if we're talking amongst each other. And if we're talking loud enough for each other, then you shouldn't need, right? You shouldn't need someone to interject and stand up and make a fool of. So it's embarrassing and it's uncomfortable. And I went on a lunch today and I was so uncomfortable when that gentleman stood up and said he's him. And he went with this, I'm him. I'm like, what the what are you doing? What is this? What is happening? And it was just not what I wanted. And I remember specifically telling him, hopefully it goes well. I don't see why not. I know how to behave when I go out. Well, apparently not. Because who does that? Why are you standing up? Why are you making a spectacle of yourself? Why are you doing that? What point are you trying to prove? You're not. You're just doing what you want to do because you think you're entitled and you rule. No, you don't rule. You think you do. That's the perception you have, but you don't rule. You want to, you believe you are, you think it's possible, but you're not. You're not ruling anything. And it's funny when people think, I could do whatever I want. Can you though? Are you sure about you could do whatever you want? No, you can't. No, you can't do whatever you want. Who told you that? I can do whatever I want because you know why? I rule. Okay, well, no. Yeah, no, you don't. And you're going to have to wait because of the extraness you're giving to us. And I just know that when you come in contact with people like that, you have to be very careful and you have to be very mindful because when you watch how they act and interact with other people, you could be that person that is going to be the one that they interact with like that. If you watching them interact with other people, and that's what I'm trying to say. If you watch them interact with other people, you can be the potential or the next storm of their verbal abuse to you or whatever they're going to do, psychological, mental torment, or whatever it is, you can be the next one. And that's not a good thing. Nobody should have to be gaslit because the person's trying to make their point, and that's the only way can do it by trying to question something that they clearly did on their own. But now they're like, oh hey, I I rule. I'm just like, I don't get your mentality. I don't want to even get it. But no, you don't want once again. but it's nice to think you do. But no, you don't. And some people have a hard time with that, and that's all right. But I I do like I do like an assertive man. I do like a man who's tender. That's what I do like. I don't like those that are just so mean. All they can do is have hatred. Like, how's that working for you? How is that holding up? Having that much hatred for people. You can't go back and change the past. You can only do what you can do in the present, preparing for a future to come. But other than that, mm-mm, I'm not trying to keep someone tied down in any form or fashion. Not at all. Mm-mm, not at all. So I just wanted to get on here and chat a little bit while I'm doing my craft, and it is almost done. So hopefully it will set because I'm putting on some special glass glue for rhinestones and all that. Hopefully it will set and it won't come off because that's not cool. Yeah. Sorry I'm being quiet. I just saw I gotta get this on here. Are these all done? Oh no! Oh no! I dropped one. Yeah, I thought I had it tacked on, but I didn't. So I'm gonna tack it right now. But yeah, once again, be careful. Be careful of these gentlemen that say they have this, they have that, they have the means, that even though you have the means, that doesn't give you the right to be, and I'm gonna put it in nicely, to be a jerk. It doesn't give you that right to do that. It doesn't. I lost my gem. My gem. But I got it back. And like I said, it doesn't give a person a right to be like that. You still have to treat people how you want to be treated. And if you want to be treated poorly, don't get upset when people treat you poorly. Don't do that. So I am going to get off of here and let this set and finish up my last one. I think this is this one. The last one? Yes. My last one, I'm going to try to show it to you guys. I don't think they're going to fall off, but we'll see. This is my this is my last one to make. Please, please, this. All right, I am finished with that portion of that task. So let me see if I can show. I think I can show it and it not fall off. Yep. Okay, let me turn it around and hover it over. There it is. So that's what I did with it. With this one here, the silver one. So I'm gonna let it set and dry for tomorrow, and then I can start working on the other items. Work on the other items. So once again, gaslighting. Don't let people change your boundaries, your stances, the things that are working for you, the things that are okay for you. Just don't allow them to do that because people can take you down this rabbit hole of gaslighting and it doesn't need to be so. So I'm gonna get out of here. I'll put this back in here, all these gems back in here, these little rhinestones. And I will talk to you guys later. Remember to be blessed, motivated, and always inspired to do what the Lord lays on your heart. And don't let anybody change your stance, whatever boundary you have. Keep those boundaries. A big kiss from me to you. I will do my best to stay consistent with this because I am going to do it. And I do thank you guys for tuning in. And please go back, like, share, subscribe, comment. And if you would, please share it out if you feel so inclined, if you like what's being shared here. So I'm going to get off of here and I will talk to you guys a little bit later. Bye now. Get through his word. It's God's gift.